I'm Beatriz Zapater, and I'm the head of school at Boston Day and Evening Academy. And this is like one of the best days. We have 4 graduations a year, and every graduation I say this is the best day. But today is truly a remarkable day. After the rain, you all brought the sunshine, and our students and staff are waking up the gardens, and we're just really happy to have this moment. We're standing in this amazing piece of land, which was really just a piece of land 6 years ago. And this is really the convergence of a lot of efforts that have come together in the last 4 or 5 years. And then these efforts began. Andrea got a call from someone. She was telling me the story the other day. Says, we got dirt. Do you want it? We're like, yeah. So then it was remedied. So Binan stepped in. They did soil testing. The teachers were really interested in making something real happen, a real life experience for students. Now, BDEA has been involved in gardening for about 10 years. Teachers, Alison Remick, who's now our DI, Janet Platt, they started working really seriously on the garden, which I invite everybody to go there later. And they're working on it today. So we're growing food. We're giving real hands-on experience for students to learn about food. And today really is about food justice. One of the things that I learned the other day from one of our partners is that 1 in 4 of 16-year-olds and under, and 1 in 7 adults suffer from what is called food injustice. So it's a tremendous opportunity to bring the awareness of healthy food, and how that connects to racial disparities in the community. So I'm really happy to be here today with our partners, with welcoming the Department of Neighborhood Development Corporation that made this possible when they called and said, would you like to purchase the garden? And then we got a call from Boston Public Schools that said, what are you planning to do? I said, no, we've been doing. We want to continue really developing this as a real community center. And, metaphorically, it has taken root. This has already taken root. They're planted firmly in the ground, and we want to continue partnering with our neighborhood and be a real source of wealth in the community. So we're really happy. We're excited that D&D made this possible for us. The Boston Day and Evening Academy Foundation purchased this land this winter. We're really excited. It's recorded. It's ours. And I just wanted to really thank D&D for making this possible, and Andrea in numerous phone calls. So I don't have a lot to say because we're going to have a few speakers, and what we're here to do is really to celebrate and do the official ribbon cutting. But I want to bring Sheila Dillon, who is the chief of Department of Neighborhood Development, up to the podium, and invite Marcy Osberg, who was one of our teachers who really got a lot of this going with the greenhouse. And we have Nora Valdez, who's the sculptor that taught our students how to make these amazing sculptures. And Bernstein Narvaez, who's not here, but he worked with the students to create these totems, really working to bring out the creativity and the intelligence, that our students have. So I want to bring Sheila Dillon from Department of Neighborhood Development, Marcy, and I think Danny Campos. Danny, you guys are going to hold the ribbon. Sheila, you're going to cut the ribbon.
Wow, I'm honored.
So.
Okay. Ready? 1, 2, 3. You own it.
Whoa!
Thank you. Thank you.
Oh my God. Okay,
Can I say a few
go ahead.
words?
Yes. Okay.
That was fun. Thank you. I just want to say a few things. It's great to be here today. we've all worked sort of long and hard to make this day a reality, and we couldn't be happier to be part of it. It's great to be here with the Boston Day and Evening Academy, Boston Natural Areas Network, Nuestra just arrived, and my team. We've got Donald Wright from the Department of Neighborhood Development, who oversees our land dispositions, Tombia Jones-Johnson, our council. We've got project management staff, Bernard Mayo, Ray Panisi. Did I miss anyone? No, that's it. And they've worked really hard to make this sale happen. And once again, we could not be happier. But if I could, this is wonderful for us as well. It's wonderful for the city of Boston because we don't want to own these parcels of land, and we own some. The numbers are going down, which we're very happy about, but we're really happy when we can dispose of our land. It's a busy day, people are getting out of town. When we can dispose of our land and know that the land is going to be taken care of well and good things are going to happen on it. You know, we love it when we sell to good affordable housing projects or urban agriculture, community gardens, playgrounds. That makes us feel like we've done the right thing and we've sold our land to the right people, especially for $100. It was a good deal. We're also happy that you're teaching the people that attend your institutions and others about gardening and science and soil and food justice. That makes us happy. There's nothing better than that, really. I grew up in Vermont, so I was and I should know how to prune an apple tree, but I was just getting a very good lesson from someone here. But agriculture and food production was such an important part of that state, and I think that's why it makes that state so very, very special. And thirdly, unlike housing, and I'm the chief of housing for the city, I love housing. I love affordable housing. I think we need to develop better housing, more affordable housing in the city, but nothing brings communities together better than gardening and agriculture and just learning from each other as we grow food and flowers and produce. And I see this over and over and over again, and certainly BNAN lives it every single day. But there really is nothing better for communities than having these plots in the middle of sort of dense neighborhoods where we can come and commune and really learn from each other. So I'm thrilled for lots of reasons to be here today, and thank you so very much for taking this from us and doing great things with it. Thank you.
Hi, I'm David Price from Nuestra Comunidad Development Corporation here in Roxbury and Dudley Square. I just want to say a few words to thank D&D for the donation of the land for more community garden space by Boston Day and Evening Academy, and to recognize and appreciate everything that Boston Day and Evening does, not only for building community through the students and the great work that's done here, but around food justice specifically today in this garden. Some of us were at an event a week ago in the Dudley Square Library. There are about 40 people there who were really excited about food justice. And one of the great examples we gave them about people in Dudley Square doing something is right here at Boston Day and Evening at this community garden and at other places around Roxbury, and you're going to hear some more about that for food justice. And yet a lot of people are getting out of town today. And one reason this is important, as we talked about last week, which was a Stand Against Racism event, is that processed food manufacturers target inner city communities of color the same way that tobacco companies do. And that's why there are racial health disparities in communities like Roxbury and for many of the folks here at the school and their families, and the families who live in our housing in Roxbury. But folks like Boston Day and Evening through this community garden, Boston Alliance for Community Health, Fresh Food Generation are trying to do something about it to create food justice and access to healthy, fresh food. So Nuestra is proud to be a co-sponsor of this event and to partner with all of those organizations, of all of you, to get real food justice in Roxbury. So that's all I had to say. Thank you very much.
Now I want to introduce Felix Arroyo, who is the Chief of Health and Human Services for the City of Boston.
Good afternoon. So, true story, on my way here, I pulled into the school, I went to the back, and I saw this amazing barbecue, which I was told was supposed to come after this, but for me it almost came before this because it's pretty awesome. So anybody who's thinking about leaving, don't be ridiculous. You got to get behind that school. They got some good stuff popping off back there. Today what we're celebrating, and I know that Sheila, our Chief of Housing, already spoke before me, but wanted to recognize her. And most certainly want to recognize the wonderful headmaster here, Beatriz, who's not only headmaster here, but a friend of mine. Just what we're celebrating is really the whole concept around food justice, the whole idea that everybody, no matter who you are, where you come from, what language you speak, or where you live, you deserve access to healthy foods. You deserve access to those opportunities. You deserve to learn about this. You know, one of my first jobs ever, I was 14 years old, and it was with the Food Project, where they put this kid from Hyde Park on a commuter rail, brought me out to some farm in the suburbs, and that's where I realized vegetables don't come from Stop and Shop, but in fact they come from the ground. And so just that opportunity for the students to really see that and to have access to this food and this work here. I'm just proud to be a part of this. And as the Chief of Health and Human Services for the city, in fact, I'd like to see more of this, and I'm really grateful for the relationship that the city has created to make something like this possible and available. So thank you for the opportunity to say hello. I appreciate all of you, and really looking forward to what's going to be, I think, years and years of good work because of what's happening here.
Hello, everyone. My name is Cassandria Campbell, and I am co-founder of a new business here in Roxbury called Fresh Food Generation. And we will be having a farm-to-plate food truck right in the Dudley Square area that serves healthy, affordable cooked food inspired from Latin American, West African, and West Indian cultures. But thank you. My business partner, Jackson Renshaw. But before I tell you more about Fresh Food Generation, just wanted to share where the vision for Fresh Food Generation came from. So I went to school in Dudley. I went to O'Brien. That was about 10 years ago. And I always found myself in Dudley searching for a snack after school. So like Felix, I used to work at the Food Project, and I would rush from the O'Brien, go through Dudley, pay $2.65 for a can of soda and a slice of pizza, and then go work at a community garden. And that was my regular routine. And I think that there is a need for food that is already prepared and quick. How many people have decided to go into work and thought that they were actually going to cook something for lunch that day? Show of hands. And then actually found themselves looking for food at a local restaurant or a store. It's just a reality that we're not able to always cook at home. So I think it's important to support farmers markets and to return to the art of cooking. But it's also just a reality that we need quick prepared foods. And McDonald's and Burger King have sort of mastered this art, but there are other options out there. But the truth is that they're not in low-income areas. So the day that I knew that Fresh Food Generation had to leave my head and become a reality was when I was on Martin Luther King Boulevard. How many people are familiar with Martin Luther King Boulevard? So let me walk you down the street. You have the Roxbury YMCA, you have the Melnia Cass Recreational Center, swimming pool run by DCR. It's the most well-utilized swimming pool in the city of Boston. You have Malcolm X Park. So you have all these recreational facilities. But then the food options are Popeye's Fried Chicken, another chicken place, a liquor store. And this is where these are the only options that people have to get food when they're in that area. So imagine yourself, you're a mother, you have 1, 2 kids, you're at the swimming pool, and you want to get your kid a snack. Where do you go? And so I saw a young man. He had just walked out of Popeye's. He was carrying a bag of chicken, and he was obese to the point that he was struggling to walk. And this just really made me sad because I was about to hop into my car and go over to Jamaica Plain and get a snack to eat that was healthy. And I knew that if I wanted to raise kids in this area, I don't have kids, but I will one day, and I would like to raise them in Roxbury because I think Roxbury is a great place, that I wanted my kid to have the option to walk down the street and enjoy a healthy meal. And so I teamed up with Jackson Renshaw, who we met each other about 6 years ago working at the Food Project. And we spent a year talking to farmers, talking to food truck owners, making sure that we could get food at a reasonable price that was affordable, making sure that we were cooking food that people would like. So we did a whole bunch of taste testings to go along with it, and developing a strategy so that people felt involved. So we will be hiring young adults ages 18 to 21 from the area to work on our truck as well. We're super excited to be here, and the work that Boston Day and Evening School is doing fits into our mission. It was so great to partner with David Price and Jamiah Tappin, who will be speaking, to do the Soul Food Junkies movie at the Dudley Square Library last Friday, and people came out and they had really strong views about what they wanted to see happen in Dudley in regards to food. So I'm going to call Jackson Renshaw up to talk about the food that we prepared for you today.
Hey everybody, my name's Jackson Renshaw, co-founder of Fresh Food Generation. The food we brought today, we brought 3 different types of salad. We have a spicy coleslaw it's called piccolo. It's a cabbage base with vinegar and all kinds of good hot jalapenos and peppers and all kinds of good stuff. We have a black bean salad with corn, tomatoes, scallions, lime juice, salt, could go on, but really, really fresh, really good. And then we have a sort of house-made salad that came from Allendale Farm, which is just down the way over on the JP Brookline border. They picked it for us yesterday because we called them up the day before and said, hey, we need 6 pounds of salad. They said, okay, no problem. Come by, pick it up. And we did. So it's the freshest salad you'll probably taste for the start of the summer. I hope you continue to eat fresh, healthy vegetables as the summer goes on. And the dressing, if you want to talk about the connection that we have with food and family and all that stuff, comes from my mom's recipe. And we grew up having it every night. And, I hope you all enjoy it and get to experience some of what I got to experience growing up as well. So thank you all for coming, and it's an honor to be here with all of you. And, I don't want to keep you all from the food any longer than we have to be.
So I would like to introduce Jamiah Tappin, who's been doing great work in this area. She's from Boston Alliance for Community Health.
So my name is Jamiah Tappin, and I'm a community organizer with Boston Alliance for Community Health, also known as BAC. We are a citywide partnership made up of community coalitions, nonprofit organizations, health centers, hospitals, and other community-based groups such as Nuestra. And we work to improve the health of all residents in Boston. We believe that social determinants of health play an important role in the health of all of our residents. So that includes things like education, transportation, housing, jobs, and of course, access to healthy foods. And underlying all those things are structural and institutional issues, such as racism, that we try to address. And so when I think of the importance of having a space like this, it's really important to understand how education and gathering allows for people to think deeply about the issues in a community. So Roxbury has high rates of diabetes, high rates of heart disease, and those are issues inequities based in systemic racism. And we really have to think about how can we have these spaces in other places? How can we impact larger change in our community and our city and across the country, really? And I think when you come here, you begin to really think about those issues and question why some neighborhoods have things and they don't. So I'm just really excited that BDA has this space, as well as other groups that are working on these issues. And it really ties into the work that we've been trying to do for the last 2 years. We've been working on a community assessment process and have identified 5 strategic issues which really have to do with how communities can impact change on a systemic level. And not to talk too long, but I hope that you'll be able to connect with us in our local coalitions in Roxbury, as well as other neighborhoods in Boston, to really work on these types of issues. So thank you.
So I mentioned a couple of artists that were responsible for engaging our students in doing sculptures. I talked about the totem poles, but we've also have Franklin Marval, who's one of our main artists here, who's a teacher of art here at BDEA. And he and students did the barn, they did the greenhouse, and this mosaic that we're standing on. and it's all connected to real academic skills. And it's not just, oh, let's just paint something pretty. It's everything is thoughtfully planned and connected to learning and making a real life experience for students.